And welcome everybody to Co-op Guild. This is Steve, and I'm here with a special guest. We have Ben, designer of Paint the Roses here. Hey Ben.
Hello, how are you doing today?
Awesome, nice. So yes, we're here to come back to this game. This game is one of my favorite go-to games. I love deduction. This one we've played this a number of times on this channel, but Ben reached out and was like, "Hey, do you want to do a live stream to play the game and talk deduction?" I'm like, absolutely. So that's what we're here to do tonight.
Yep. Gonna
So you guys have questions on game about the game? Ben's here, can answer your questions. I'll be watching chat like normal, but let's say hi to some people. So I see Cassie's here. Hey Cassie. Chris, nice to see you. Yeah, you almost got champion, I know. Pickle came in with a nat 20. That's awesome. Hey Derek, nice to see you here. Let's see. Awesome. Okay. Cool. If you're not familiar with this game at all, we'll do a brief introduction, but this is a game that everyone watching can actually participate in, which is really, really cool part of the game. The thought is we'd play through one normal version of the game, and then we'll add an expansion after that, and we'll talk through some deduction stuff like that, and learn from the master, Ben.
my mom is the master. My mom wrote she was a professor before her current job, and she wrote a dissertation, an 8-page academic dissertation on Paint the Roses strategy.
Oh wow.
She is legitimately she'll scold me when I make a wrong play.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
The notches in the greenhouse look like Mr. Science Theater silhouettes right now. That's funny. That's right. Little people popping up right here. Yep.
Just mocking our poor play.
That's right.
I'm ready for it.
Oh, that's a fun show. That's a fun show. Okay. Yeah, so Ben, you want to describe what is Paint the Roses if people don't know what this is?
Yeah, so Paint the Roses is a cooperative deduction game set in the whimsical world of Wonderland, where we are gardeners working for the Queen of Hearts in her royal garden. She has tasked us with filling it up with beautiful shrubs, with beautiful roses. Except deep down, she wants an execution more than she really wants a beautiful garden. So she has secretly told us each what she wants, and we need to kind of figure it out as we're going along. And anytime we do figure something out, she just gives us another one. So we're just trying to fill this thing up. She's going to be chasing us around the score track, and if we fill it up before she catches us, then we live to garden another day.
Yep, that's awesome. Oh, we have a question though. Brian's asking, is the dissertation online?
The dissertation is online. Actually, let me post a link in the chat. So I wrote a nice little here's your quick tips. 5 quick tips to be better at Paint the Roses. So that's what I'll post here.
Okay.
And then if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of that, there is a want to go further down the rabbit hole, read our in-depth Paint the Roses strategy guide, where you will see the, I think, 8-page PDF that defines terms and
That's awesome.
establishes best practices.
I'll definitely read that. That's awesome. Sweet. Okay, so yeah, so cooperative game deduction element. The really cool thing about this game is it's basically simultaneous deduction where anyone can make guesses at any time. Of course, you don't guess on your own stuff, but the whole point of it is we're trying to fill up the garden with these shrub tiles. And so these are the starting ones. We have a bag of more tiles in here. And so we'll be placing these on the board and putting cubes on them, trying to get people to guess clues from cards in our hand. Everyone can have one card that we're trying to get everyone to guess. And that's kind of how the game plays. After we do our guesses, they'll award us points, and then the queen will move behind us. If the queen ever catches up to us, we lose. Right. So now there's a board with points around here, but I'm gonna make things a little bit easier for everyone, and I'm gonna put them up in digital form up here. And so basically, if the top number there is our points, below that the second one is the queen. Right now she's at -6, but if she catches up to whatever value we're at, we lose. And the key down there is for the expansion. I've got that on screen right now, but we won't be using it for the first part of this play. So cool. Um, should we talk a little bit? Let's talk a little bit about example card.
Yeah.
So let me look at this one here. Of course you have green, so I can't use my green screen without turning it off. So, but here is an easy card. So this is color to color. And what this means is we have only colors being associated with this whims card. We have to guess. And basically, the easiest way to describe it is you look in the center of the board. There are 4 colors: purple, pink, red, and yellow, and 4 different symbols: spade, heart, diamond, and club. And so this card specifically only cares about the colors. And so, for example, if I were to, let's actually just put some of these tiles on here while we're talking about it. That is not a good one, but that's okay. We can make it work. If I would take like this pink one and put it here, what I would do is I would take a number of cubes of what color I'm playing, doesn't really here, and then I would look at the pairs of tiles next to it. So pink to red is one match of this pink to red card, but pink to purple is not a match, but this pink to red is also a match. So I put 2 cubes on it. And of course, no one would see this card, so hopefully based upon that, you know there's 2 matching pairs, so you hopefully guess what that was. That's probably a really simple example of how that game works.
Yep, you basically check the center tile the new tile that you just placed down with each adjacent tile, and basically for each match you drop a cube down. And I am also going to have a card, and so if I hypothetically had spade heart, then I would drop 1 cube down on that tile as well.
That's right. So there might be multiple cubes. And then I will be trying guessing Ben's card. Ben's going to try guessing my card. And everyone watching is guessing both our cards. So
we'll keep that nice and secret.
Yep. Now, that was the easy card. Those are worth the smallest amount of point. But we have medium cards, which just has color, shape to shape. So on this one, you've got color, like we mentioned earlier. But now you can have, oh, let me turn that off. It's just shapes. So, and these are worth a little bit more points. And then the last card we have as an option is red, which is color, shape to shape, or color to shape. So color, of course, shape to shape, or color to shape. So it gets even more complex. We get even more points with these types of cards. So.
Yep, basically the medium deck contains the easy deck, and the hard deck contains both the easy and medium deck.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. And so, yeah, we're going to be playing this game together, and Ben's going to be teaching us some deduction stuff. So you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, and we'll probably get this thing moving. Now, to help everyone out, including us playing remotely, Ben's going to be drawing his own cards, but in order for us to communicate, I'm going to put some labels on the screen. So now I've got each of these squares labeled. So you can see in fact, you can see my hand. It's on top of my hand. So... Excuse me, geez. So that way, if you guys are watching, hey, A next to B or something like that. A to B is 1 clue or something. I don't know. To help you guys out. So, anything else, Ben? We're missing?
I think we're good to go. If questions come up about how things are working during the game, we can answer those. But I think to some extent, watching it get underway is the best way to figure out what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah. We can explain more, but like I said, it's just easier just to start playing, so. Okay, so the real start of the game, we have to start with a win card. Only one person can choose an easy card.
Yep.
And then everyone else can choose mediums or hard, so. I think maybe I'll start with an easy card for now, just so that.
Sure, and why don't you go first?
I'll go first? Okay, cool.
Yep. And so I've got my own deck here, a medium card.
Cool. Okay.
So there's normally a little bit of deduction that can be done with odds of cards based on how many are in the deck. In this situation, that'll be a little less powerful for us, but that's okay.
That's right. Yeah. Also, because we're playing 2-player, I'm going to put 3 of these purple cubes on here. Normally in the game, you are forced to make a guess every single turn. With playing 2 players, you can choose to spend a cube to skip a guess. You don't have to make one. All right. All right, you want me to start then, Ben?
Yep, go for it.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna choose one of these yellow diamonds,
Mhm.
and I'm just gonna put it up here. Put it right here. On
Okay.
H. I have no clues.
I also put no clues on there.
Perfect. This is so useful.
Yep, it is actually a little useful. So I'm assuming that you want to give me information, that you're a good teammate. We'll see if that's a good assumption or not, but that's the assumption I'm operating under.
Okay, it's fair.
Um, so you had yellow and pink available in
Uh-huh.
your greenhouse. That tells me that your card is some mix of red and purple, because I know you only have colors. So that's three options. We could use a clue here, like a skip token here, but with the queen only moving one, the difference between a right and a wrong guess is one space.
Yeah.
So I'll just take a shot here at red, red, and if it's wrong, it's wrong. And that's okay. So that is my guess.
It is wrong, and I do
All
not
right.
review my card. But then the queen was going to move double her speed. Her speed starts off as 1, so
Yep.
she's going to move 2 spaces, -4. So,
Yep. And I know now that you are either red, purple, or purple, purple.
yep. Cool. All right, that is it. And since we want to talk strategy a little bit, there's something called what do you call it, like greenhouse management? I think.
Yeah, greenhouse management. So in this case, you took the correct tile for not being able to show anything, um, which is basically there was a duplicate and
Right.
you took the duplicate. Essentially, it's a useless tile for us. If I had needed either pink or yellow on my turn, I still have both those available to me.
Yeah.
So you got rid of the low value, basically the low entropy tile.
That's right.
Um, so that's good. I don't love where you put it, if I'm being totally honest, but
So I'm not the most helpful person. That's what it is.
uh, garden management is incredibly complicated. It's fine. We'll get through it. All
Well,
right,
you
I
did
will
choose to
go.
play with me, so you got a little handicap going.
Absolutely. All right, I will go ahead and I'll take the that yellow diamond,
Okay.
the other one, and
Yep.
I'll drop it onto W.
W. Okay.
And then I will put 2 clue tokens on there.
Okay. Well, you are medium, so it's shape to shape or color to color.
Yep.
So, and I'm going to talk out loud. Feel free, and people in chat too, already jumped to the conclusion. But if it's shape to shape, that means these two shapes have to match and these two shapes have to match, which obviously do not. So only option has to be color color, and there's only one option, right? So and I have no clues to put on that one, of course. So
Yep.
is your card yellow to yellow?
It is
All
yellow to
right.
yellow.
And that is 3 points?
That is 3 points.
Cool.
I will draw another medium card. I'm also going to say we're done guessing. We have the option to continue guessing. I, especially at 2 players, usually strongly recommend not guessing more than 1 card a turn.
That's fair.
Even if you know them both, it's often nice to have a safety card available.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have so many skips, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, draw another tile here. We got a red diamond popping up. Okay. So it's my turn.
Yep. And basically, no matter what you do here, it will solve your card.
Yeah. I'm going to grab this one here, and I'm going to put it down here. I don't have any clues.
Yep, I don't either. However, the only thing you haven't had access to this whole time is purple. So I will go ahead and confidently guess that you've got purple, purple.
Oh, crap. You know what?
Oh, was I right the first time?
I thought this was purple. I'm an idiot.
I was right the first time. Just
You're
draw
right
a new
the first
card.
time.
Take your turn over.
Gosh, I'm sorry. I totally messed it up.
That's how good I am.
Well, we'll just don't know what to do here.
That's fine. We'll say you had purple, purple the whole time. I'll know privately that I was correct.
That's right. You were right the first time. So it'd be 2 points. I Steve the game exactly. Oh gosh. Make it extra hard. You guys are welcome. That's how you
A
not play
little
the
bit, a
game.
little bit of drama.
It is.
Steve was just demonstrating what a wrong guess looks like.
Exactly. That's how important to know your colors. Apparently, it's an 8. Yes, Chris. Oh gosh, I was not able to read an 8 for the life of me for a different deduction game we were playing with Chris one time. That's an inside joke there. I'm gonna choose a medium card for my
Cool.
next one. So, okay, and put another tot off here. So,
All right.
still better than what he has to play with me.
I will go ahead and take that new tile drawn out. Yep. And I'll put it on B.
B. Okay.
Yeah.
I have no clues. Do you have clues?
I've got 2.
2. Okay. It's probably worth mentioning too that you can only put clues on the tile that is placed at the time it's placed.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no going back and finding all the matches on the board and dropping the tokens out.
That's right. Okay. So yours is color, shape to shape. Well, I mean, there's only one option here. Purple to purple it is.
It is purple to
Unless
purple.
you're like me and you think
Nope.
it's red.
Those are what purples look like.
That's what purple looks like. 3 points for that?
Yep, 3 more points. And I'm just going to keep rolling with the mediums.
Cool. Okay. Stu just discovered he's called mine exactly. Okay, let's see. It's a pretty decent option. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up this guy and put him here, and I'm gonna put down 3 clues on him.
All right, none for me. You've got medium, right? Yeah.
Medium.
All right. Yeah. We're staying pretty straight ahead here, which is good. You look at the outside 4. The only thing where there are 3 of that is yellow. And since you've got a medium card, if I've got yellow at the outside, I know I'm looking at color on the inside. So I think you've got yellow, yellow.
Yep. This time I read the colors right. So good.
Well done.
All right. Sweet. We also cross a threshold, which means the queen is going to speed up. So on the board, and I have this covered up, but let me show you guys so you know what I'm talking about. Every time you cross over 10 points, the rabbit's going to move down to the next one. And that means the queen is going to get another base to her, so her base speed's now 2 instead of 1. Which means if it gets incorrectly now, she's going to move 4 instead of just 2. Actually, I can put it on the screen right here. You can see your speed. There we go. All right.
All right. I think. All right. I will take the pink diamond.
Oh, by the way, I'm taking a medium card too. Yep.
Okay.
Pink diamond, you said?
Yep. And I am going to drop that down onto K.
Onto K. Okay.
Yep. And oh, you know what? Sorry, take that back. This is me now making mistakes. Ignore that entirely.
Okay.
I am going to take the it's going to be a tricky one. I'm going to take the pink heart and put it on P.
Yeah. Interesting.
And 1 token on that.
Okay. I'm also putting a token on that.
Oh, that's nice. Now, if we were sharing the same deck, that would be useful information because it would mean we would likely have the opposite cards of each other.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not the case right now.
Because there's, correct me if I'm wrong, there's 2 copies of every card in the deck?
There's 2 copies, so it would be an odds play. Like, you're just more likely to be holding opposite cards than not.
Right. And we both have medium cards.
We both have medium cards. You are going to have a little bit more information about mine because I'm the one who chose the placement. And there might be things that you can read into that. Other, basically, I could have taken any of the 4 tiles from the greenhouse and dropped them anywhere on the board.
That's true.
And so if you can find a better option for either of the possibilities, then you've got it figured out.
Yeah, so let me talk out loud. So talk about the greenhouse because if Ben is going to focus on the greenhouse management, it might have been smarter to grab the pink diamond to have more shapes available to us, right? The fact that he didn't grab that kind of implies to me that the shape is important, not just the color. So that gives me a slight edge to thinking about shapes here. And if it's a medium, then it's shape to shape, then he's looking at these two shapes specifically. So that seems like a decent guess. Now, I did play this earlier. He didn't put any clues on it, but unfortunately, that doesn't really match up with what we played here. So
Yeah,
there's no additional
no
information
helpful
there.
info there.
Yeah. Now, if he needed a heart club, could he have played? He couldn't have chosen any other tiles to make that work. That was the only one he could have chose. So that doesn't really tell me a whole lot there either. But I feel, if I'm going to make a guess, I feel like that's the guess I would go with. Do you want to talk aloud with your deduction on mine, or are you good?
Yeah, so on yours, really all I can know is that you've got Heart Club or Pink Pink. There's really no way for me to read further than that. This is the first turn you've had your card, so there's
Yeah,
no past that can tell me anything, and I'm the one who chose to drop the tile there, so I can't think about your reasoning for that tile being there.
right.
So I just sort of have the 2 possibilities.
I know Brian says club here, but that wouldn't work because that's a heart club. So we know at least heart is involved in his clue. It's in some fashion.
Right. Yeah, you're always looking at a relationship between the tile that just got played and its neighboring tiles.
Yep. So I feel fairly confident to make this guess. I'm going to say is yours heart club.
It is Heart Club.
Awesome, 2 points.
Yep. And I would say that is actually strong information that I took basically a more useful tile from the greenhouse than I could have.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that is what got you there. For me, that's all right, cool. The instant that heart gets picked up, I'm thinking I don't have to worry about color.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because I picked it up for the heart.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
Makes sense.
I'm taking another
Purple. I'm
medium.
not sure. Are you just messing, Chris, or maybe you're delayed? I'm not sure if you're delayed. So, in the chat, it could be.
I think he's razzing your color discerning skills.
I mean, he could be giving me a hard time too, honestly. No, Chris, that's probably what he's doing. So, speaking of which, just making sure. Yeah,
Double check.
exactly. Thought so. Okay, it's my turn to play something. And did you what type of card did you draw?
I'm sticking with mediums.
Okay.
At two players, I very rarely grab a hard.
Yeah, it's really difficult with two players.
The circumstance would be a tile gets played that perfectly solves both of our cards. In that case, I would just guess one of them, and then whoever has the extra turn buffer take a hard card, because it sort of gives you just basically whoever is next grabs the hard, so that even if the hard doesn't get solved, we have a guess at the already solved medium. It basically gives them a chance to have 2 turns to work on it.
Yeah, when we play higher player counts too, I will tend to do that if I'm the last person to go, like especially at the start of the game, I might grab a hard card because I have all those turns, right?
Right. Yeah, you have so much, especially at a high player count, better chance for random information to come out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love this game. Need to play more, so I have to have the deluxe version. Yeah, deluxe version is really, really nice quality. Like these are Bakelite. I remember is that the components? And all dual layer boards, really great.
Yeah, for me, it's the dual layer board that's the difference maker that they just slot in. So satisfying.
For sure. All right, let's see. I am going to grab this one here.
Okay, so that's one of our 2 sort of weaker tiles, essentially, because it has overlap.
Yep, and I'm going to put it up here And I'm going to put a single clue on it. Do you have any clues for that one?
I wish I did. Sure don't.
Ah, bummer. Okay.
All right, so oh, I was about to say this is going to be tricky, but it's not because I already have the clue at P. So I have to find the overlap there. And what I can notice really quick is that there is no heart happening in that situation over there at all. So even without thinking about it further, I know it's got to be pink pink.
Yep, you got it. 3 points.
All right.
And she moves twice. Sweet. Okay. I'm gonna keep with the medium train going. So
Let's do it.
let's see. What do you get? Pink clover.
All right. Okay. I'm going to want to talk about this later, but I'm going to take that pink clover and drop it on Q.
Onto you. Onto you?
Q.
Oh, Q.
Q.
Sorry. Yeah.
Q. Q is in Q, like a line.
I have one clue actually. What do you have?
Yeah, I've got 2 there.
2 there. Okay. Okay, interesting. Hey, Lane, how's it going? Let's see here. Okay. You've got 2, and yours is medium.
Yep.
So looking at this, there is for colors, it doesn't make sense because there are pink. There's I was looking at pink to pink. There's 3 options there. Can't be pink to yellow because there's only one there, and pink to red, there's only one option there. So we can oops, I knocked this around. We can basically ignore colors. We just have to look at shapes. So if you get 2 matching, the only yeah, actually, then there's only one option because club is here, club is here. There's no other club spade. Yeah, so that's a pretty telling spot, I think. So I feel pretty confident guessing yours as being club.
That's correct.
Awesome. 3
And what I
points?
wanted to talk about was garden management.
Yeah.
So on the turn where I had what I have heart club,
Uh-huh.
I could have dropped that on Q and it would have been the exact same information. It would have been the same 2 things that you were trying to discern between. Either club heart or pink. But by putting it on P, not only did I give you the same information, by adding a third pink, I made Q less ambiguous of a space because now 2 gives club for sure and 3 gives pink for sure.
Mm.
So that's the sort of like every turn, not only are you trying to solve the cards in your hand, you're also trying to create an environment for better information in the future.
Yeah, so this is good stuff for like taking that deduction to the next level, right? So,
Right. Yeah, I would say garden management is the most complicated aspect of the game. Is essentially not only is it where can I put this for my card, it's where can I put this for my card and future cards.
mm-hmm. Yep. Makes sense.
And for yours, obviously, I'm not going to guess at yours. I know that if it's color, it's either pink yellow or pink red, and for shape, it's going to be club heart, club spade, club diamond. So lots of options still.
Lots of options, yeah, exactly.
But fewer than if you didn't have anything. So I'll take it. And I'm going to grab another medium.
Cool. Not drawing the purples, apparently.
Nope. We'll have them later.
Yep. Okay, so this is interesting. I might do it anyway.
All right.
Well, let's see if Ben can critique like this is a dumb play. Well, let me know.
Yep.
So I'm gonna put this red heart here.
Yep.
I'm gonna put 4 clues.
4. Yeah. No critique. No critique. I don't know if that's tactically the right move, but putting 4 on is really fun. So
fair enough.
I'm gonna say that's pretty worth it. It's a heart under all that, right?
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah. So it means J is still a reasonably good spot, because there's 2 hearts next to it. So it's like it's still created a useful location for the future, and it hasn't ruined E. So I think it's fine. I'm gonna go ahead. I think that's gotta be red pink. I'm praying that it's red pink.
It is red pink, yes.
All right. And I've got nothing there.
All right. And the queen is going to ramp up her speed, so now she's moving 3. Okay. Copies. I played Hanabi a ton. There are so many inside rules that we had that would hint to different cards. It would probably sound insane to anyone watching us play. That's a good point to bring up, actually. Do you see that with Paint the Roses, where people develop their own language around how each group approaches this?
Yeah, you establish priorities, I guess. Um, I have heard of some groups that do actually have like conventions to the point where I would be like, I think that's just cheating. But you do sort of establish, like, this is what we care about and in what order. Like, there's some plays where you need to sacrifice the greenhouse or you need to sacrifice the garden state. And you sort of, as a group, start to learn what you care about in what order to try and figure things out.
Hmm.
I would say that's probably the most part. Hanabi was actually the game that made me want to make this game.
Oh, that's cool. How about that?
Because I both like love Hanabi and had specific frustrations with it. And I was like, I want to do a game that makes me feel what Hanabi makes me feel, but where I can talk to my friends. Because I was like, Hanabi, the thing that bothered me about Hanabi, again, incredible game.
Yeah.
This is like nitpicking.
Yeah.
Hanabi played like platonically. Like the platonic ideal of Hanabi is you can't even see each other, right? Let alone hear each other, right?
Sure.
And for me, the two strengths that tabletop has is tactility and like face-to-face social engagement.
Uh-huh.
And so for me, Hanabi, while being an incredible game, like fails at one of those two metrics. And so I was like, I want to do a deduction game where you can actually like hang out and talk without feeling like you're giving stuff away.
Yeah, for sure. Cool.
All right. Well, that is enough stalling for me. um All right. We'll see. We'll see if you can nab this.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna take the pink spade, and I'm gonna drop it onto C, as in Carl.
I got nothing for that.
Okay, and I've got 1.
Got 1.
Yeah.
And you're still medium, right?
I am still medium.
Okay. Interesting. So, this color would be potentially pink to yellow or pink to red. If it's shape, it would be spade, club, or spade, diamond. So we've got 4 choices, I think, based on just that information. But we have more to pull from because I played this one here, and you had your card already.
I have had my card just for the play on K.
Yeah. So this is the only other information we can pull from here. But that heart, well, it does eliminate 1. Because if it was red pink, you would actually put a clue down here. So we know it's not red pink.
I would have put we would have had 8 dang clues on that tile.
Sure, 8 clues on there for sure. So we know that if it's color, it's pink, yellow. If it's not color, then it's spade, club, or spade, diamond. So looking down here at the greenhouse, you had another option for pink. I don't know if that would have done much. If it was spade... Well, if it was spade, diamond, if you put the diamond down there, you would have more clues on it. So it leads me to maybe not being spade, diamond. If it was spade, club, that's really the only spot you have to put a clue down for spade, club. If it was pink, yellow, you could have grabbed this one and have a few more plays. So I'm leaning slightly towards spade, club. I don't know what the chat thinks. That's what I'm leaning towards. I'm sure Ben's like, "Oh my gosh, you're ruining this so much." Or like, it's like,
No, I just like listening.
yeah. Oh, Chris agrees. He says, "Okay, well, we'll try for it. Let's go for the guess. Let's go for Spade Club."
All right. Spade Club is correct.
Whew, jeez.
Um, yeah, so that's 2 points, and the really strong information there, the really strong information is I just covered up our last access to club, which is something that now we need to consider for future plays. There are no more clubs available to touch on the board.
Ah, okay.
And so this is the type of thing my mom would say is like, for me to cover that club space, I better have really, really wanted it, right? If I'm doing that for any other reason, I'm making a huge blunder.
Fair.
All right, I'm sticking with medium, especially now that we've lost a shape. I really want to get another club out there, but the greenhouse is not cooperating.
It is not. It also gets really challenging at the end, too, honestly. Like sometimes I feel like going too easy just so we get correct answers, right? But we have a decent lead, but that lead's gonna get eaten up quickly.
Yeah, we still have all three of our wrong our like skip, I guess. We should think about using those before we cross into the 30s.
Yeah.
Because at some point it's like she's just still gaining 3 on us is
Fair.
huge.
Hey, how you
She's
these
gaining
things? Getting
4.
Ben's mom on the show.
I'm
I'm
sure
gonna
she would be
grab
happy
this
to.
purple one. Let me just make sure I'm not going crazy because I was going crazy earlier. Um, I'm gonna put it over here, I guess.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put down one clue on it.
Okay. All right. So we got
I'm guessing you don't have
uh
anything.
uh no, I got nothing on that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that it is not shape at all here. Um, if it was heart and diamond, then you would have had 2. It would have been a dead giveaway. If you had heart and heart, I think you would have just dropped it one space down at J and gotten an unambiguous 2 there as well. So we're looking at color here. The greenhouse tells me nothing about color because you've got all of them. So no information from the greenhouse. So now I need to look at you had yours on turn 10, which was played at C.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's going to eliminate pink purple. So that leaves red purple and purple purple. This is a little bit of an odds play, which is just there is a little bit similar to how you made your guess last turn. There is one thing you could have done to show purple purple,
Mm-hmm.
and there are one, then 2, 3, 4, like 4 or 5 different ways you could have shown red purple. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in purple purple.
Okay. Not correct.
Oh no.
Sorry.
All right, no problem. So that's going to give her a big jump on us.
Yep. Double the speed. Six
Yep.
for her. Yep, that's because you're playing with me. Sorry.
That's the way it goes sometimes. I'm not worried yet.
Okay, we got red out here. Red club.
Yep. So now I know. I hope
Steve did. Yeah.
I hope I didn't eliminate color or eliminate shape incorrectly. That would leave it as purple red there. So I'm just gonna write that down so I don't forget it.
Are you sure? Yeah. At this point, Chris, I'm not. I keep checking my card, making sure I'm not crazy. So.
All right. Okay. I will go ahead and drop that yellow spade at J. I will put 1 down on it. You're gonna put none.
None for me. Yep.
And almost certainly I should be guessing yours here. Be for a few reasons. One, you are up next. Um,
Oh, true.
so we want you to have a fresh card so that you can show information.
Yep.
Um, so I'll go ahead and I'll just guess before we get ahead of it. I'll guess purple red, and then you can think about what I might have.
Got it. 2
All
points.
right, 2 points. And something to flag is that purple is now sort of inaccessible as well.
That's true. Um.
Compy, the end game is triggered by us getting killed by the queen passing us, or the garden filling up and us completing the final guess of the last turn.
That's right.
So we have up to 4 more turns remaining if we can stay alive.
So for yours, you have medium.
Yep.
It is not shapes because there's only one option there. So it's only colors. But the problem is yours is a 1/3 chance. It's yellow, purple, yellow, red, or yellow, pink.
Yep.
And you didn't have yours.
I had mine last turn. So
Oh, you did
for
have
E,
last turn. So
I had it for E.
when I played this here, well, yours has yellow involved, so it doesn't really help. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you get basically no information from
Yeah.
me.
So I think that's all we got.
Yep, we
there.
can leave it at a third.
So, all right, here we go. Another purple. Oh, let me grab a card. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Like, I feel like I should keep with the mediums to get a little more points, but it gets really hard to guess, right?
Yep. In part, it a little bit depends on the board state. I think right now, easies are not actually going to be much easier. Because if you look at what we have access to, we only have access to 2 colors on the board. So about half of easy cards are actually unshowable right now.
Oh, fair.
Like a higher percentage of medium cards you can actually give information about with this current board state.
That's true. All right, well, let's
Medium.
medium card.
All right.
Wait, is it my turn?
Yes, I just put J
Oh,
down.
that's right. That's right. Huh. Okay.
So in this situation, we still have our clue tokens. The queen would move forward 3. That would put her at 21.
Yeah.
Right? Am I correct? She's moving 3 right now. Should be. So we're in a situation where we have that available to us. We probably want to use those before we get to 30 points, where she'll be moving 4. So we're sort of starting to get into the world where you might give information about mine if you don't think that you can solve yours.
Right.
Sort of at the end of the game, that starts to become more of a factor. Even better if you can do a little bit about yours and get mine, but that's not always an option.
Yeah. That's what I'm debating on right now as I'm looking at the board. Because I can do a little bit of both. And I think that's what I'm going to go with, at least.
A little bit of both sounds good.
So I'm going to put this club right here. Red club. And I'm going to put one clue on it.
Yep, I've got none there.
Okay. So that eliminates for you, at least, red, yellow.
Yes.
So I'm down to 50-50 for you, which is pretty decent.
Yeah, not decent enough to take a guess. I think we use one of these skip cubes here.
I would agree. Yeah.
Yep. And before you draw another tile, let me think out loud about yours.
Okay.
So you had your card last turn when I played at J.
Yes.
So there's going to be some information. So I'm just going to start by listing out, sort of not thinking about anything else, what we could have here. We could either have club spade or club diamond if we're looking at shape, or we could have red, red, or red, yellow. if we're looking at color. Red, yellow gets eliminated by J. So I
Mhm.
know you don't have that one. So then, could you have showed any of them perfectly? I don't think so. Yeah, our the garden currently is in a little bit of a mess, which it does at the end of the game, right? Your options constrict. That's just the nature of it.
For sure.
Um, let's see, red, red. Both of the red tiles are different shapes, so there's no. I can't be like, oh, that's a better red to take than the other. Um, oh no, you're right. Steve did have Steve. I think you're right, Chris. Because we just guessed Steve's. You are 100% correct. So let me uneliminate red yellow. Actually, you know what? I'll re-eliminate red yellow because he would have put it at T. So I'll still eliminate it just for a different reason. There's red yellow would have been able to be perfectly shown.
Yeah.
So I think we'll leave it there. I've got yours down to 3, and you've got mine down to 2, and then we'll use one of those skip cubes.
One
so
skip.
The queen will advance 3. We'll stay put.
Purple spade.
All right.
Oh, I gotta advance the queen. Sorry.
Yep.
So only up by 4.
Yep. All right. So
No pressure. It's fine.
it's fine.
By the way, if it's your first time watching the game, this game always comes down to the wire.
Yep.
Does.
Sort of. The queen will be right on you at the end, almost always. So we've got thinking out loud for yours. Red, red. Club, diamond, or club spade. All right. Club, diamond, club spade. I will go ahead and take the purple heart and drop it at T. And I'll put 2 down on it. I'm not going to get anything from yours, but that's okay.
Yep, nothing from me. But, I mean, I think I had yours down to yellow purple or yellow pink.
Yeah, the history shouldn't matter on this.
Right.
In any case.
So, I mean, yours has to be yellow purple then. So.
Yep, yellow purple.
Cool. 2 points, right?
Yep, 2 points. Keeping us going. So she'll gain only 1 on us this turn.
And I'm guessing we want to skip. I'm guessing mine, right?
No, I didn't learn anything about yours.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So we'll leave that. It means on your turn, you just need to show me one of, just delineate from those 3, right? Red, red, club, diamond, club, spade. I think you've got an okay board to do that. Oh, and I will grab an easy here.
Okay. Excuse me.
I said I'll grab an easy, then drew a hard. Let me draw an easy card.
I think that's what I do. Because if I get... Because I'm looking at the points here. I gotta make sure we stay ahead of her. It's gonna be... interesting. Yeah, that doesn't help. All right, I think my play is going to be grabbing this and putting it here, and putting a single clue on it.
All right. Yep. None for me.
Okay.
All right. So 1 clue. So I can look at the options we had before. Red, red, not an option. Club diamond, not an option. Club spade. So that's what's left. So I'll guess club spade.
Yep, got it.
All right.
2 points, and then she moves 3.
Yep.
Yay.
Which means we need actually 3 points to live here, which means that easy card was a mistake.
So, but if I grab an easy card, we get both of them.
Well, you can't grab an easy. I've
Oh,
already
that's
got
right, because
one.
you have easy. So I have to grab
Yep,
medium.
but
Right?
we're gonna need you to grab a medium, and then we're gonna need to get lucky.
Okay. Okay, chat. We're gonna need your help.
All right. Yep. So you can pull those. Okay. I'm going to take the pink heart and I'll
Okay.
drop it on N,
Yep.
and I'm gonna put nothing on it. And
Okay.
N is in nothing.
And there's nothing. I actually put 2 clues on it.
All right. That's not a bad situation for us
It
to
is
be
not.
in. So let me think about yours. I think you can get mine down to 2 from nothing. I think.
I think so.
So
Hey, Jake.
two is awful here, huh? 2 red, 2 purple, 2 yellow, 2 heart, 2 2 is awful there. Okay. Uh
No
so
pressure.
yeah. So why don't you think out loud about mine while I write down all the options yours could be?
Let me think about yours. And chat, help us out here because we gotta get both these cards because you got easy, I've got medium. But for yours, since you grabbed the pink, you put nothing on it. If it was pink, pink, purple, purple. So if it was red, red, yellow, yellow, you had options. So pink, pink's an option. Purple, purple's an option. Yeah, it has to be one of those two. Because everything else you would have put a clue down. No, you couldn't have because if it was purple, red, for example. Oh, but you had it earlier. You would have put it down when I put mine down.
Well, I could have also shown purple red with either of the red tiles there because I had purple to
Oh, that's
play
right. That's right.
against. Yeah.
Yeah. What are the rules on breaking the queen's legs so she can't catch up?
You just have to buy a new. There's a beautiful Queen mini, so if you break her legs, you just have to buy a new copy of the game to get a new mini.
Hey, copy. Pink, pink. Honestly, if I was going to guess, so I don't know why I do this, but whenever I'm kind of like guessing on the whim, I always go for the higher point options.
Of course, yeah.
So, and basically the higher point of each deck is when the symbols or colors match. And so if we're going pink, pink, or purple, purple, and he chose a pink one, you know what? Probably. I can go with that compy as well. Up with that. Exactly. Pink, pink. Chris says purple, purple has already happened, though. That maybe have been a medium. That's fair. That's fair. Let's just try it. I'm with everyone else. Let's vote pink, pink for your card.
Pink is correct.
Oh, yeah!
Which means it's my fault if we lose.
So that's what? 2 points?
That's 2.
Okay.
So that takes us to 31, which would be enough if the queen doesn't speed up when we cross 30.
Oh, she does because she's gonna get another token.
Yep, that's why
right.
we needed those extra points. So now she's gonna be going 4, which means she just exactly catches us if we end the turn here.
Right.
So I need to guess yours. Now, like I said earlier, we have built a space with lots of 2-option combos. Heart Heart is one of them, and probably what I'm going to guess. Heart Spade is also an option. Then we've got Pink Red, Pink Purple, and Pink Yellow. I can deduce essentially nothing because this is a brand new card.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And I chose the tile.
Yep.
So I'm there's no sort of cool next level thinking I can do here. I just have a 1 in 5 shot.
That's right.
And I'm gonna do the one that gives us the most points if I'm right. So I will guess Heart Heart.
No, unfortunately not.
It
is pink purple. You did the action was right, just wrong guess. So.
This is the queen's favorite outcome, where she gets both a complete garden and an execution.
That's right. But this is a perfect example of like what you said. It always comes down to the wire in this game every time, which is awesome. And yeah, compy. Yep. I never played this. It's super easy to learn the basics just by watching. It is. It's a very approachable game. it takes a little bit to understand like how the clues work, but like you do that example once in the beginning and just you watch a little bit and you catch on real quick. So, but yeah,
Yep. We
that
got
was awesome. Yeah,
yeah, we got right to the end. Our garden got screwed up along the way. That just happens.
yeah.
You have to do like constantly like really advanced. If you read my mom's dissertation, there's plenty on garden management there. Um, how to make sure that you're creating spots that have different clue counts for different symbols.
Yeah.
Um, so are we gonna roll into some Mad Hatter here, some escape the castle?
Yeah, let's do that. Is there any deduction things you want to talk about before you make that transition?
No, we can just start setting it up. There's
Okay.
nothing.
Okay.
I will say good job on the zero clue. You were 100% correct that purple and pink were the only two options, and I think probably correct in saying because I put a pink down, that is some indication that it's pink, right? I think
Right.
if I had purple, I probably would have chosen anything other than the pink to
Sure.
drop down there.
Sure.
Um,
That was the chat also helping with that one. So,
yep,
yeah.
yep. But yeah, I could have shown basically based on the greenhouse any other combination.
Yep. Okay, let's reset this. All right, so we're going to start another game real quick, and this is going to be with the expansion. So that was the core experience, which is awesome, honestly. The expansion adds these new modules, and there's a bunch of them. How many are there? Like 8 of them or something? I don't know.
There's like 7 or 8 if you include like the Kickstarter ones.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna play with the, I guess the shorter version of it, the Mad Hatter version.
Yeah. So the Mad Hatter, basically in Escape the Castle, that's where this key thing is going to start coming in.
Yep.
Steve and I have decided that actually this job sucks. Um, no recognition.
That's right.
Right. If we complete the garden, she doesn't give us a bonus. She throws us a pizza party. She says that we're a family. It's an absolute nightmare here. So we have decided that we just want to get the hell out of here. And we have, as you do with Escape the Castle, you pick a ally to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
But everything in Wonderland is transactional, so we got to help them as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we have selected the Mad Hatter to help us today. And what the Mad Hatter wants is he wants to throw some tea parties. So we've got these beautiful tea party tiles. Absolutely, I mean, they're so cute. They're just so cute. Anytime we create an empty spot in the garden that touches every color, we're going to drop one of those tables down.
Mm-hmm.
A tea table has no shape or color, and so matches to nothing. It has no attributes. And when we place the tea table down, the Mad Hatter will give us one of our 5 keys that we need to unlock the, of course, 5 locks that are on the gate. Just sort of a reasonable security measures.
Yeah. These keys are ridiculous awesome.
They're so big. I love them.
So great.
They had no reason to be that big other than it's fun.
Exactly.
So every time we place one of those down, we're going to get a key. And since we're quitting anyway, like we're not putting in our 2 weeks, the instant we get those 5 keys, we're bolting. We do not need to fill the garden. We're just getting the hell out of there the instant we get those 5 keys. With the Mad Hatter, something that is easily overlooked the first time you play, is that the game is 5 turns shorter if you win. If you want to win, it has to be at least 5 turns shorter because you're essentially filling up 5 spaces on the board.
Right.
So we have 11 turns to make this happen, which means, especially early on, we should be prioritizing getting those tables down over perfect information. The other wrinkle that this has is the cards. There's a Mad Hatter card that will be out there giving us some ability that is helpful. And then there's a Queen card that will be doing something to make our lives even harder. Because she spots the Mad Hatter, she sniffs what's going on, she doesn't want it to work out. We're going to just flip random ones of those at the start of the game. So we'll see what we get. And then every time we pass the rabbit, we flip another of each, and we can decide whether we want to keep the one we had or take the new one.
Mm-hmm. So let's see what we get. For the queen, we have that color ban.
Oh, that's so bad for this.
Oh, yeah.
Because we care about placing specific colors. So she has sniffed out our issue immediately.
The queen moves 2 spaces each time a purple or yellow tile is played. So we kind of want to avoid those, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be tough.
Yep.
And I'll put that up here so we reference that. And then we get something to help us out a lot.
Yep.
Is the Mad Hatter card, and we'll see what that one is. We have changing chairs. Move any heart or club shrub in the garden to an adjacent empty space.
Yep.
And so
and these powers, it's been a while since I've actually played Escape the Castle. I believe you can use any of these powers once per turn. Like the active player is able to use this ability once a turn.
Yep, once per turn.
All right, so that'll help because that will let us sort of get around the Queen's thing because we don't necessarily need to play it to get it where we wanted. We can just move it.
Yep.
And moving a tile doesn't lead to any new cubes going down or old cubes going away. So we need to be careful about information getting muddled by, or is that the case? I think is it that you can't move tiles that have cubes next to it?
Oh, I forget. I should check.
Oh yeah, check them rules. I should know how to play my own game.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played that.
Because I remember that being a point of design decision. I can't remember where we landed. We were either with like people have to be careful, or we were like a cube being next to something renders the tile unmovable.
You may not move or remove a shrub tile that has any clue tokens on it.
All right, cool. Yep. One thing when you're designing games is you go through so many different rules that, at the end of it, it's so easy to be like, wait, which one did we land on?
That's right.
All right, so why don't I go first this time?
Okay.
We still have our like 3 no guesses that's still available.
Yep.
And I mean, I'll start with an easy. Okay. So I've got our one and only easy.
I'll take the medium, of course.
Sounds good. All right, so I'm just going to be really aggressive off the jump here. So I don't want to play purple or yellow. Mm-hmm. So I will move. I probably want to move a purple or a yellow. I will move the yellow heart.
Oh, let me put this on back screen. Sorry. There you go.
Okay. Yeah. So I will move the yellow heart at X over to E. Or no, put it at B. The yellow heart at X to B.
Wait, at B?
To B, as in B as in Ben.
But this is it goes to an adjacent empty space.
Oh, sorry, an adjacent to an adjacent. I'm forgetting how my game works. Yes, move any heart or club in the garden. Okay, so I can shift it 1 over.
Yeah.
All right, I was trying to. I got too big for my britches. All right, in that case, let's just start move. Let's start walking that over. So we'll just move it over to T.
Okay.
We'll just start slowly getting that over there. And then I will go ahead and drop the pink club at
pink spade.
Yes, my brain at K.
At K.
Yep.
Cool.
And I will put one down on that.
And you have it's color. It has to be pink. So
it is pink.
Cool. 3 points and 2 points.
I'm just 2 points. Yep, because it's same to same. And
I'll just forget the max of each one. So yeah.
Yep. I'll just stick with easy. Just gonna keep trying to take easy stuff while we try and focus on getting these tables down.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, I mean, her moving 2 isn't the end of the world, but there is still a red there.
There is a red.
But at some point, it looks like we're gonna need to move her with that. Like, we can't avoid the ban entirely. Sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
And hints perceived. No, no hints for me on the last one. Nope, sorry. So I'm thinking about how it can move. Move a heart or club to an adjacent space. Actually, yeah, if I move this heart here, is that going to trick the first table?
We would still need a pink,
Oh, we need pink, you're right.
but it gets us sort of on the way there. You could, if you move like M to H or N or S. Really, I should have done that last turn. In hindsight, that will put that'll put down a table at M. Right, because
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
center
yeah,
has
right
all
here.
four. Yeah. In hindsight, I just should have done that last turn, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'll do that. Let's do that.
Yep. And so, yeah, put it, at any of those three.
Yep.
I don't know that it makes a huge difference.
And then we immediately put down one table at M, right?
Yep. And if you wouldn't mind doing a rule check for me, I could be wrong. Do the tables stay even if the garden changes such that they are no longer valid? That should be in the Mad Hatter section of those rules.
I'm not sure I understand your question.
Like, say we move that heart again so that that table is no longer touching red.
Oh, good
I
question.
think that's okay. I think once the tables are down and we have our key, we just have it.
Once the T tables are placed, they cannot be removed.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything. Oh, wait. The Mad Hatter gives you a key each time the table goes down. This can happen after playing a tile or a garden or yeah, moving tiles. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we don't need to maintain it. Essentially, that table is there. We've got our key.
Correct. Hey, Raphael, how's it going?
And then you still get to play a tile.
Yeah, I'm trying to be smart about this so we can set ourselves up here.
Yep.
I think I want to put this red one here.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. So even if I have to play a purple next turn, I can put it down and get us a table.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, and you're going to give us a card. Oh, I mean, brilliant. Beautiful play. Yeah, you've got medium is either color or shape.
Yep.
2 different shapes there. 1 color. You've got red, pink.
Yep. Got it. 2 points.
All right.
She moves forward 1. Oh.
All right.
And you have a medium? Oh, you took it easy, you said.
I still have easy, yeah.
Okay, I'll take the medium then.
I'm probably going to be rolling with easies until we hit 10.
Okay. Well, there's one safe pick.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
I mean, I'm tempted to just eat the queen moving 2 and get a table. Let's see. I can move clubs or hearts.
This is interesting on a normal type of game. Yeah, it's a very cool game, Raphael. If you like deduction, this is one of the best deductions I can recommend. And I guess like one of the things that stands out for it is I have right now. Unfortunately, Kim's not able to join right now, but she could literally jump in the game and start playing, which is really cool. So she is able to come down, which is fun. And the nice thing is, it's all anyone can make a guess at any time, which is really really cool too. So it's a very very cooperative deduction game. If you like co-op and deduction, this is a strong recommend.
I'm trying to find a way.
Do you want to move
helpful
something to
here.
avoid it, or
I want to see if I can like help work towards any table while also helping out with my card.
yeah?
I'm not sure how much of that I'll be able to do. I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna move. I think I want to move H to N.
H.
I think I just want to shift that over by 1. That makes H into a spot that's only 2 away.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll explain it later. I've got a tricky situation here. I am going to go ahead and I'll take the, boy, this is not good. I'm going to go ahead and take the, okay, wait, is this big brain?
There's a lot going on and stuff.
Yeah, I might be I might be putting a lot of faith in you here, Steve.
Yeah, I'll be sure to let you down.
All right, I am going to put the purple heart, and you're gonna react negatively, but trust me, on cue.
On cue.
Yep, and I'm gonna drop no cubes on it.
Interesting. Now the queens can move twice, right?
Yep, the queen's gonna move 2 immediately.
And I got nothing for that one. But you have an
Yep.
easy one.
I have an easy one.
So you had if you have a double color, you had not a lot of options there. Because if it was red, yellow, red, if it red anything, you could give us a clue. If it was yellow anything, you could give us a, well, you couldn't give us a clue with pink. So yellow pink could have been an option. More likely though, I'm thinking it's probably a double color. If it was purple, purple, you could have gave us clues. If yellow, yellow, you didn't have an option. Red, red, you did have an option. Pink, pink. Pink, you had your card on my turn, right?
Yes. Yeah, I had your card on your turn where you put that tile at K.
Okay, so
oh no, I put it on K. You put it on P.
I went P, that's correct.
Yeah.
Put it because Steve has never seen your videos. Probably not.
I will say I am not expecting you to get this.
Okay,
I don't know. I don't know that it is exceptionally gettable. I'm tempted to throw a little clue your way, but I'll hold back. I want this to be tournament legal.
Tournament legal, fair enough. It's interesting you chose that purple tile to put there. I mean, the nice thing is we can move it in one space and get a table. I'm assuming that's why you did that. And you chose the heart just because another heart there. That makes sense. So, that's fine. Does Steve have to roll dice? No, I don't roll dice on this one, thankfully. Thankfully. Yeah, this is gonna be a kind of a shot in the dark a bit.
A little bit, yeah.
But I think it's probably worth it because worst case you move 2.
It's one different.
One difference, yes. It's probably worth making the guess, honestly.
Yeah, you at least eliminate an option.
Right. So okay, here's your chat. I'm leaning towards yellow, yellow, or pink, pink as my guess. It could still be yellow, pink, honestly. But I'm gonna go with yellow, pink, pink for now. Which of those two do you guys want to go with? I think it's kind of shot in the dark either way.
Yeah, there's not like a, aside from trying to look at how, like, where I played what.
Right.
And in this, one of the things that the expansion does is it messes with priority, right? We've got a different goal than completing the garden, so
correct.
Some of the standard logic doesn't really apply.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I haven't seen any guesses from the chat. I'm gonna just say yellow, yellow.
That is not correct.
Ah, bummer. Okay, you move twice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So he might put one down. Okay.
All right.
Well, I think with that heart you played, it's an easy option to move and get the table. So let's just do that.
Yep, that was the intention.
Yep.
Now, of course, I could have just put it there at V and done it anyway.
Right.
That was me trying to be trying to give something there. I don't think it was something that could have easily been picked up.
Fair enough. So, okay, so now I can place a tile down.
Yep. So we've got our second key now. We do need to start thinking about where these other tables are going to go, because getting 5 down is a lot. We know that like O, J, X, those are all impossible places for tables to go because they only touch 3 locations.
Right.
So yeah, we gotta make sure we're not closing ourselves up. The garden closes up really fast with this one.
It does, yeah. This is getting really tough right now.
Yep.
And I'm trying to debate on how to approach this because we just have to get the keys.
We just need the keys.
But
we also need to not get caught.
Like, right, that's true. That's true.
Right, we don't need to escape, but we do need to not get caught. So
That's true.
she is potentially within 2 turns of killing us here, right? Wrong guess, we're dead. I don't think it'll come to that. I think we'll use cubes or get something right. But yeah, we are hypothetically 2 turns from dead right now.
Oof, I don't like my options, but I'm gonna play something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take this pink diamond and I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it here with a single clue on it.
All right, and none from me.
Yeah, I didn't expect you would.
But... So 1 clue
and
there
I
means
medium, by the way.
Yeah, so you're either you're pink or you are pink red. I am tempted, as odd as it is, just to use a skip cube here.
Okay.
You didn't do anything there that helps us with the tables, which means I can think about your card a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a really good spot for pink red that also helps us get a table.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I'll take the guess. I'll guess pink. I'm gonna guess that you saw that.
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Yep. Struggling trying like how do I do both these? I'm not sure.
So 3 for us there.
Okay.
And now now we have we can just sit around all day now. We've got such a big lead.
That's right. Yeah, no. You have easy, right?
We are fine. I have I still got an easy.
Okay. All right. Is your let me grab a tile for you. Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Or red. Well, that's not too bad. I got some options.
Nope. All right. So what can I move around where? I could just keep moving that red heart. We've just keep shifting it around. If I move it to S, that would mean a pink at X puts a table down there. And a table on the edge is nice because tables like block tables because they don't help other tables go down.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't have a pink right now, but hopefully one will come up.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I don't see a better right now. Really, the only 2 things we can move, are TN and R. Everything else is either blocked in or not the right shape. And I mean, no. I'm gonna take R and move it to W.
I see it. Yes. Yeah.
And then I am going to apologies, Steve. I'm gonna take that purple diamond and put it at B.
At B.
No, I'll put it at E. At E.
At E. Interesting.
At E.
Okay.
At E. And I'll put 1 down on it. And I've got color because it's easy.
Oh, yeah, that's be purple.
Yep, purple. So at least we get our 2 points back that I gave the queen. So my like, is it possible to get this galaxy brain sort of take was by putting the heart at V. I'm taking a purple, which is bad to take. I should not take a purple.
Yeah.
And I'm putting it next to every color other than purple and putting none on it. So like I said, there's a world where you like sort of like soul read that, but I wasn't counting on it.
Fair enough.
Do you have anything to put at E?
No, I don't.
And I have also realized I think easies are actually stupid. One, I've had same to sames, which sucks here because I need to put colors next to similar colors.
Yeah.
Also, if I take mediums, it means I've got a 50% chance of caring about shape, which gives me more freedom to put the colors where we want them, which is actually what we're trying to do.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
So I'm going to swap over to medium one earlier than I planned to. So I've got a medium.
I know you were talking about trying to get a table here, but we can get a table here, which is really
we can get
nice.
a table at R right now.
Yeah.
Before you even play a tile.
Oh, before I play a tile, that's true.
Yep. If N just shifts down to S, that's an immediate table. If we just keep moving that one bush around.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, cool. All right, that is 3 of 5.
Two more.
I'm feeling a little bit better about things all of a sudden.
I have to put something down.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that whole like FB area is. We're gonna need a nice Mad Hatter card to help clean that up because right now that whole thing is dead.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we need all of our tables over on the O side of the board.
I want to keep things. It's tricky because yeah, you're right. Like there are things I wouldn't normally do, but I don't want to do them in this mode, right?
Right, yeah, exactly. Right. And so it means information is a little bit more opaque in this mode, which is part of what makes all of the escape the castle ones a little bit tougher, is because you can never, if they make any progress towards a key at all, you can't be sure about all the normal stuff. It does mean if you do something that doesn't help towards a key, I know we're just playing paint the roses here. If you do something that doesn't help towards a key.
Right.
And we do need to manage our distance a little bit. I would not be opposed to just sitting here for a little. The queen is moving 1. We've got 3 cubes. I think there's a world where we just like hard greed for the tables right now and don't even worry about our cards.
Oh yeah, go for the tables, you mean?
Yeah, we can just let her scoot forward 1 for the next 3 turns.
Oh. That's interesting.
It does burn all of our runway and all of our parachutes, but but I'm not thinking about the future right now, Steve.
Yeah, there's. Well, I'm tempted to just play off the card, but if you're saying that's a different approach, because I can put something down which is decent, but doesn't give us a table at all. But it keeps it open for the future to get a table, so I'm torn on that.
I mean, trust your gut here.
Trust my gut. Go with what I originally was thinking.
Yeah, trust your gut.
All right, so my gut tells me to grab this guy and put down here.
That's a beautiful gut right there. I'm gonna put 2 on. I'm gonna put 2 on that.
Oh, really? I got the two on that for me.
All right. So there's 2. There's 2 2s there.
Yep. And we both have medium.
We both have mediums. Yeah. So
famous last words.
Yeah, so you either have red yellow or you have diamond heart.
Yep, and you have to say.
Yep.
We could have the same
We could,
card, so
we could have the same card. Again, normally if we were playing at the same table and drawing from the same deck, we could make a soft assumption that we have opposite cards because we're both
correct.
holding mediums.
Correct.
Um,
So
like,
nice copy.
um, I
Do
am
we skip
tempted
though?
to skip. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm tempted to skip here. I mean, there's a world where, you just like drop the red heart at F and get 3, but even that is a bad 3. There's 3 of 2 things there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll just use our skip. We'll go that that means we don't advance to 10, which means we don't get to change cards. That would be the only nice thing about hopping forward to 10.
Right.
But maybe we can do that on this next upcoming turn.
Oh yeah, I got pink heart now.
Pink is good. I'm gonna move T over to N. And you either have let's see, red.
Oh, I see why you did that. Okay.
Yeah. Oh wait, yes. Oh, sorry. T can't move because we have cubes. We have cubes on X, so T can't move. It
Oh,
has
is
to
it
go back.
adjacent? Only all the title was on.
I think it's adjacent also because it messes with the information. So we're gonna have to clear those cubes before we can move
Yep,
that.
yeah, probably right there. May not move or remove a shrub tile that has clues on it, or one that is directly adjacent to any tile with clues.
Yep, because it makes the cubes the game design reason there is then you have inaccurate cubes on the board.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which gets messy.
Yep.
All right, so you either have red, yellow, or diamond heart. So can I do something? Because we sort of want to get rid of those cubes all of a sudden because they're useful to us now.
Correct.
So I will go ahead. I can't move anything. We have no legal tiles that can be moved because they're either blocked in or have stuff next to them. So no moving.
In the event we were to guess, and let's say they both go away, then we can move after the fact, right?
That's true, which means I could, if I can. I don't think there's a way to do this in a way that gets us there in one turn.
Probably not.
But I can make us get there in 2 turns, which is fine. So, or can I? Oh gosh, my brain is melting. Red, yellow, or diamond heart. Okay. I'm gonna hope that we get some nice like header tiles that'll give us some help in the future.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop the red heart onto F.
F.
And I put nothing on that.
I also put nothing on that.
All right, so we've got the same card. If my math is right, we've got the same card. So I will. You go next. I mean, do we just want to clear them both so that we can free up those tiles?
I think so, right?
Yeah, it means we're gonna. Well, we'll see. We'll see what the Mad Hatter card is. Right, we're gonna pass 10, so we might decide we don't want this Mad Hatter card. So it might get overwritten, but I think let's at least get one.
Okay.
And then we'll decide to overwrite it, and then we can decide, because if we overwrite it, then our whole reason for clearing them both is gone.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
All right, so I'll guess yours because you are up next. So
Okay.
it's more important that your card is empty. I think, let me look at my own card. Don't read into that. I think that you have red, yellow.
Got it. 2 points.
Aha!
All right, let's pause here because this is something new, like you said earlier. So, pull back my cubes, of course. But now we've crossed the threshold that the queen is going to speed up. But we also draw one new queen card and one new Mad Hatter Helper card, and we pick which one we want.
Yep, so we get to decide whether we want to keep...
so we have these 2 options. So we have our existing one, which we couldn't play purple or yellows.
Ooh.
The other one is the queen moves 2 spaces each time a diamond or club is played, and we have 1 club in in the garden now.
I would be tempted just because we care about color to swap to the shape band. I feel like that's just easier to deal with.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Okay.
So, and then we have for the Mad Hatter, we have our existing one that lets us move around hearts or clubs to a new one that says take a shrub from the garden and put it in the bag.
Oh, that's really good.
That's nice for avoiding that shape stuff.
Yeah, it gives it also helps our timeline a little, right? Every time we do that, we get another turn. Eventually the queen will catch us if we delay that long,
You
right?
need
But
another turn. I'm not sure I'm following your logic there.
because we take a filled space and we make it an empty space.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I got you now. Yeah.
Yeah. So it basically it adds another turn that we've got. Oh, I'm tempted to swap to unplanting.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll take
All right.
unplanting.
So unplanting and that one changes. Okay.
All right. And then I think I'm just gonna immediately unplant what I played.
This one here?
Actually, wait. There might be a better one. Is there? No. I'll unplant if we unplant K and
Yeah.
then like J or L.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'll unplant K for now.
And it goes back in the bag. Sweet. Okay. Cool. Interesting.
Yeah, Compy, that's absolutely correct. You could potentially use unplanting to free up a space that you want to play next to, and then just drop a good clue down. Unplanting is very, very good.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I didn't move the queen, did I?
No. So the queen, I don't think
Use
so.
2 spaces. Yeah.
Yeah. So the queen will be at 7. My card, but we haven't guessed. We're just sitting on it for safety.
But if I play a club, shoot.
So you can unplant this turn as well.
I can.
Yep.
The problem is it would move her twice, but we get another table down, which might be worth it.
That's true. Yeah, it would move her 2 spaces, and it would get our 4th table down. And we know my card, so we're not at risk of getting a wrong guess this turn as well.
That's true, and your card is medium. Yeah, it's at least 2 points, so that is even out. Okay.
It does even out, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm taking medium as well. So.
All right, cool.
Actually, yeah. Okay. This will work. This will work decently well. I am going to. I'm going to remove this red one. Yeah. Move that red one. And then I'm going to choose to take the club and put it here, which is going to move her twice.
It is going to move her twice.
But I'm going to put down 3 clues on that.
Okay. All right.
And we get a table.
Yep. So you've got 1 of 2 on that. Because it's the rare ambiguous 3. So you've got either club diamond or you've got purple yellow. So I think we guess at mine this turn anyway because I'm up next, but I've got yours down to 2.
Yep. Red yellow for you.
Red yellow.
Sweet.
A card so nice we had it twice.
And then she's gonna move twice.
Yep. Oh God, she is close.
I know.
Boy, howdy, is she close.
But we only need 1 more table, so.
Yep. It also means if we put down a diamond or a club, we immediately die.
Oh, that's true.
Okay. I need to grab a card. That might be helpful. I'll take a medium. Okay. All right. I need to split club diamond. Which I don't. I tell you what. This much. I'm gonna split club diamond purple yellow with purple and yellow because either club or diamond kill us right now.
Yeah.
You maybe have a very dangerous card in your hand. All right. I am going to. I mean, it feels like I should unplant. I think I'm gonna unplant S.
S.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pull that out.
Okay.
And then I am going to put uh, the purple heart on N.
Hmm.
And we're getting to the end. Check the rules, please, for if we need to guess after we get our 5th key, or can we just leave? Because that might make a big difference here.
Oh, let me check. I forget. Where does it say? Find the 5 keys to the gate without losing your head. Um, I don't know where that says that.
Let's see if I can dig that up.
Yeah, I don't know if it
Dig that up
says.
like we're digging up the garden. Hopefully the rule book says. That feels like an important rule.
It might be here. I might not be seeing it.
If it's not there, I'm gonna. It's my fault. So let's see. Set up. Let's see. Move tiles, extra greenhouse space, keys. Does it?
Yeah, I see it
Yeah.
talked about, but not immediate necessarily.
Objective. Yeah. Escape the castle. Yep. All right. I think we'll keep it interesting and say we still need to make that last guess. I'll keep looking to find the official rule.
Okay.
But I think we need. I think we still need to get that last guess. All right. So you have purple yellow.
Yeah, and you don't have any clues, I'm guessing, right?
No clues. No
Okay.
clues there.
Yep, purple yellow it is. 2 points.
Yep, 2 points. So we're keeping our distance the same. And we are potentially 1 turn away, though a no guess kills us.
Do I take an easy card?
If you take an easy card, we still need to guess right, but you could.
Well, easy card only gives us 1 point.
We only need 1 point.
That's true. We only need 1 point because we could potentially win.
Yep.
This turn.
Yeah, it says the game ends once you make your final guess. So we do.
Okay.
We do need that final guess.
I'm doing a guess.
All right. I'm glad the rule is there. And for what it's I don't think we've said this yet. This module was designed by Daryl Andrews.
Awesome. Thank you. So, do I take the medium or easy? I feel like I'd take the medium. I don't know.
Go for it. Take the medium. We don't need to win this turn.
Okay.
It would be nice, but we do not need the win right now.
Okay. Let's see. And we get a spade up there. The good news is all but this tile is good for picking.
Correct. Yeah, and we don't even need that. Like, we can unplant and win right now as long as we can guess the card. And I don't think we've got good card guessing where we have good table getting.
Right. Oh, man. Yeah, if we don't guess, we lose. We have to guess.
We do have to guess, yeah. If you have a 3-point card and we solve that, it will buy us the distance we need to just win.
Right.
So if you've got a 3-point card and you can show it to us, then that does it. Otherwise, I mean, we have to prioritize staying alive for now.
Yeah.
But if you can, work towards, right now, S is a really easy candidate for a table.
Yep.
H could potentially be a table with a little bit of work. Even B could potentially be a table with a little bit of work. C. So we've got options.
Do we YOLO?
Uh, I wouldn't YOLO on worse than a 50-50. Uh, even a 50-50 is rough.
Okay.
Because if you YOLO, I can't read into other information, right? I just know that you YOLO'd.
It's fine. Because I'm really tempted. Because I can set it up, but we have to. Gosh. The problem is I need to make sure you get it, and that's where I'm worried about.
Right. I do need to guess right. This turn, right? Even if we get our fifth key, she could get us on the way out.
So I guess the other option is if I dig something up and it doesn't, it just gives us the answer.
It just buys us time.
It just buys the time. Yeah.
Yeah, but every time we get basically once we pass 20, we're in trouble. I think is our situation right now.
Yeah, yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
that's
For
our
sure.
real timer is we can't
Yeah.
hit 20.
That doesn't help here. Because there's one spot I can go where I think you get it. But it doesn't really help us actually winning. But I think I have to. It's either that or YOLO. So I feel like I should go for not the YOLO as we
Okay,
discussed.
yeah, fair enough.
So I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig up.
Yeah, I suppose YOLO is a worse mantra when when you're like your life is actually on the line.
That's right.
Like it's a fine mantra if you're like I'm gonna be a little sleepy tomorrow because I partied too late.
Right. Let's pull this one up.
Okay. All right,
And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put down.
don't put that club down.
Yeah, exactly. Put down this one here. I'm gonna put
Yeah,
two
two.
clues on it.
All right. Yeah, none for me, but you've got diamond spade.
Yep, yeah, 2 points.
Yeah.
Just buying us little diamonds.
Fine, there's a little time.
Okay. I draw my new card and new tile for you.
Yep, you sticking medium.
Yep, to the medium. Yep.
All right. Steve,
Oh, boy.
Steve.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Please don't touch those.
Yeah. I can't. Those are off the. Those are not available.
You only die once. It's like someone is Yoda.
Yodo.
Uh,
I will. I will unplant T.
okay. Yep.
And then I'll put the pink heart down there.
Okay.
No cubes.
That'll give us the last key we need, right?
That's the last key. Now, you just need to guess my card right from no information. And by no information, I do mean actually probably some okay information.
Okay. Okay, you've had your card for a while.
I have had my card for a little bit.
And it's
now,
easy or medium?
It is a medium card.
Medium. Okay. I had this one played. So it's not pink to purple. Well, you have no clues here, so.
I've got no clues, yeah.
Yeah. But you would put clues if it was. So it's pink is probably not involved in it. Presumably.
So I might do just a little bit of here. Are you, I'm just asking yes or no, and you can answer either way. Are you assuming that I could have shown something elsewhere, or are you assuming that I could not have shown something elsewhere?
I don't think that's your intention. I think your intention is go for the win.
Okay.
Because we're not going to survive much longer.
Cool.
That's my initial thinking.
Yep.
Because if we wait more turn, then we're going to be across that 20 line and we're in Troublesville, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So I get that. The kicker is I'm trying to figure out what information I have with no information, and
Right. So the usually under like standard operating procedure,
yeah, no
the
history.
best place to look with no cubes is actually the greenhouse.
Yeah.
You look at the new tile in the greenhouse and you basically are like, what isn't there? Now that's operating under the assumption that I YOLO'd because I couldn't show anything. Right? Which whether I could or not, definitely if I couldn't show anything, I'm gonna YOLO. Right? There's like
Yeah. Yeah.
um I'm not saying that I couldn't have, but in a situation where I couldn't have shown anything, I'm gonna just shoot the shot at the win because what am I gonna do anyway?
Yeah.
That's true. I assume you've got nothing there.
Well, I got some stuff. So spade. Let's see.
And
Not.
no, like for your card, do you put
Oh, I got
anything
nothing
down
on my
on
card. Yeah.
T?
Yeah.
Okay.
There. Yeah, guys, I'm a little bit lost here. I want to check and help me out here. Um, because it's color, shape to shape. They have no
Yep.
clues. If it was yellow, you had no options at any time. If it was red, I'm not sure. Club diamond, you're saying? Club diamond. I mean, the clubs were there, and he didn't want to touch them. I mean, could be Yogi. He had no option to put clues down at any time because of that reason. But that means he's sitting on a very dangerous card that he's kind of screwed no matter what he does. Yeah, I think this is gonna be kind of a shot in the dark. You might have to
Yeah, I think
describe the situation, but I think okay, Club
you've
Diamond
got
is
you've got a
valid.
few options. Yeah.
A yellow, I think is another option.
Yep.
I feel like those two are the ones I would lean towards the most. Everything else, there was some option to give clues at some point. Red is a possibility. That's true because he couldn't have picked these because we just would have lost, right? Um, that's true too, Chris. Yeah,
Yep.
that's valid. I mean, there's other options too, but I think those three are probably the strongest. Diamond, you saying? Diamond's an
Diamond.
option. We didn't
Yep.
really have many choices, and you couldn't grab a diamond anyway.
Yeah. I mean, operating from normal paint the roses logic, ignoring the cards, which
Right,
shouldn't be ignored. All,
right,
all that's good.
right,
You would normally just look at the greenhouse and you would say, what did he not have access to?
right, right,
Right. And you would say, didn't have access to yellow, didn't have access to diamond.
right.
You would then quickly check the board to make sure that I had access to play next to everything on the board, which I did in this case. So under normal paint the roses logic, your options are diamond, diamond, yellow, yellow. Though people have pointed out, if I take either of those reds, I die. That I will, for one of the options, I'll say I had my card on F. So that eliminates one of the things that you were considering
Oh,
because I would have dropped cubes on it.
yeah, Club Diamond. That's right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's so that eliminates that one. Okay.
Yep.
So most likely it's a match. So I guess the question is, do we go diamond, red, or yellow? Because you chose, I'm just trying in the dark, because you chose yellow cubes as your thing. I'm leaning towards yellow, but I don't know if someone else says
It's
in
as
the
good a
chat
reason
here.
as any.
What's that?
It's as good a reason as any.
That's what I figured. Yeah, I'm looking for
Yeah.
any reason in the universe that's gonna help out here. So
Yellow, yellow.
yellow. There you go. That sounds like yellow. So we'll go with that. Yellow. Is that right?
Steve, I have been saying yellow to psyop you the whole time into
Oh
yellow,
my
yellow.
god!
That's not true at all. Much how I didn't select yellow cubes 2 hours ago in preparation for this moment, like a psychic. But yellow is correct, and we get our 5th key, and we get the hell out of there.
Woo! Okay. Oh man, that was dense.
Oh my god, both coming down to the wire there.
That's right. Yellow for the win. There you go, Jake.
I see people. There's been side chatter. Hi to anyone in my D&D Discord that's watching. Seems like there's been a little bit of a breach where some of them have gotten out of containment into your chat as well.
No worries. Isn't that a 3-point card? Oh, you're probably right.
It is a 3-point card. For what it's worth. Yeah. We got to 20, so the queen will be at 18.
Oh, that's true. She will be 18. You're right.
Yep. And we get the hell out of there. Woo.
Oh man.
Yeah. That situation, I'm like, I can't show it, so I gotta just end the game, and we'll see.
Right. You can't contain us.
It's like from Monsters Inc. when the sock shows up.
That's right. Oh man. So yeah, that my friends is Paint the Roses. Is there any other deduction things you want to talk about since you're here?
Yeah, there's one deduction thing I want to talk about that is completely unrelated to the game, but something I feel like more people just need to know in general. Sherlock Holmes, despite constantly being praised as a deductive genius, exclusively uses inductive reasoning. He does not make a single deduction at any point in his canon.
Right.
So that's what I have to say about that. In terms of deduction, yeah, with Escape the Castle, you guys saw like it through.
Here we go.
Keith knows my rants. There's so many more little variables. The card selection adds an extra wrinkle.
Yeah.
I think like I've played the base game so many times and I haven't gotten sick of it. It's to me a little bit like Sudoku, where like if you look at a book of Sudoku, you're not going to flip through it and say, well, I've done one, I've done them all. Right. It's just like a little bit different each time. But this is for if you want to like, shake things up a little bit. It adds this extra dimension. It adds more moments where we can, especially at 2 players, actually strategize, where in a way that doesn't break the rules, we can be like, what can we move? What can we unplant? Right? We sort of have this third thing to talk about that doesn't involve either of our cards.
Right.
And it comes with the deluxe version anyway. And the deluxe version has the beautiful tiles and the nice like inset, like they slot in. It's so nice.
Yeah, I can show you guys. I'll show that looks real quick. Oh, wrong button. There we go. So yeah, I can see it's got a nice plastic insert that holds all of the tiles. It's really, really well done. Like just beautiful.
Yeah, a little bit of lid lift. But what you gonna do?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the production on it is gorgeous
For sure.
Can I say this is just because this is going to be a rant that Keith has heard since 2002. If you flip over one of those tiles on the back, you'll see it says North Star Games Studio on it, which is the publisher of the game. People got so mad about that.
I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
So mad. And for the viewers, you'll note this is the first time you have ever seen it because the tiles are face up the entire game at all times.
That's correct.
We were like, I promise if you play the game, it's not going to be obtrusive. Like, we promise. The only time they ever go upside down is if you're playing the Jabberwocky, where they get flipped over to be destroyed. And then also there are people who are like, this is going to ruin my immersion. And I'm like, listen, it's not, you're not going to feel like you're in Wonderland.
No, pretty abstracted.
It's an abstract game. It's got, the theme actually did, interestingly enough, if you don't mind, I don't know when your out is.
Nope, you're good. You're good.
The game started out as a quilting game with a square grid.
Oh.
And it was, completely abstract. It was also bad. It was like really bad. Dominic, who, you know, the sort of founder, president of North Star, said when I pitched it to him, was like, no, this sucks. Uh, and I was like, okay, noted. I still thought, even in the original very bad quilting version, there was this core. I saw this core in there that I thought was really good, and I just had to find a way to build the core around it.
Sure.
It was also a pure score chaser. So there was no win lose. It was just how high of a score can you get.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the queen getting added was a direct, like that directly came out of the theme. So Dominic was like, it needs a theme. Can't be like, you need like, it can't just be quilting. Like quilting is abstract and you know it. You need an actual theme on this thing. And so I was like, what can I do? And then I was like, I need these tiles that essentially have two attributes, like, you know, two variables with a few options.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a few. There was like a monster dance where monsters had like, I think like it was like different numbers of eyes and like different hats or something. Like it was crazy. I went through so many different things. And eventually I landed on this.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, okay, you're planting in the garden. And there was some pressure from the studio to be like, people want win lose. They don't just want score chase.
Yeah.
And so it was like, okay, how do I make win lose? Seemed like we're planting in the queen's garden. Let's get the queen in there. And so the entire chase of the queen, which adds that tension that we felt at the end of both of those games, is actually a direct sort of consequence of the theme.
Oh, that's cool.
So I do occasionally hear people say like, oh, pasted on theme, which is like a little bit, yeah, but also in some important ways, no. Like in some in important ways, the theme did change the mechanics of the game.
Yeah.
I could talk about, I mean, so many little design things. I mean, this was my first game that I designed from the ground up, and so there are so many things I learned during development. And of course, things I learned after, because like you can play test all you want.
Yep.
Like you're never going to get as much feedback as you get when the game is released.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, it has, let's see, it has, you know, 13,000 logged plays on Board Game Geek, right? I didn't get playtested that many times, believe it or not.
Nope.
So there are times where I hear feedback and I'm like, yeah, I think that's right, and it could be addressed.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, part of learning as a game designer and growing and being humble enough to realize things could have been better.
I
Reskin with I actually do have a Sherlock Holmes prototype game.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if that's going to go anywhere. It's just something fun that I've been messing with. That's how a lot of my game design sort of, it's a lot of messing with stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a really interesting process, sort of like taking a game from this like really, how do I feel about the game being on BGA? I like it. I like the game being on BGA. I think the Board Game Geek or Board Game Arena implementation is quite good. There are some things that if I could flip a switch and change, I would probably go ahead and do that. But it lets more people play the game. Whether, you know, my guess is it has probably also led to more sales, just because people, you know, experiencing it and wanting to have it, you know, in physical, but also from my perspective, that's less important than more people getting to play it.
Sure.
So just the fact that it lets more people play the game. I think the biggest negative about it being on Board Game Arena is that it's a little bit worse. Just the experience isn't quite as good.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there are more people who will not like the game playing it on BGA than if they had played it in person.
Mm.
It can't be an inductive reasoning game would be
Sherlock Holmes.
outrageously hard to decide.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
yeah,
getting back to the point of like getting rid of this score chase to make it a win
yeah,
solution, for a cooperative and solo experience, I think is a bigger driver, right? I
yeah.
get more satisfaction to like, hey, I won as opposed to I got X points, right?
Right. And I did try it. Like the score chase is still maintained.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like there is a score book
Yep.
that comes with the game that's
Yep.
trying to be like, hey, get better scores.
Right.
Because the fact of the matter is, if you just want to win the game, you can win in the low to mid 20s pretty easily, basically every time.
Sure.
Um, and I in fact I played a few times trying to go get as low of a score as possible. So we're constantly intentionally guessing wrong to get the queen closer, and we're trying to like just barely inch forward and like keep her as close as we can. I
That's
think the
interesting.
lowest I've ever won at is 22. I
Okay.
haven't done the math to see if you can do worse than that and still win. Um, but yeah, the score chase is still there for those who want it, right?
Yeah.
Um, and for those who don't, then you've got, just keep ahead of the queen and get the W.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I think like for me, like if I'm playing with my with my family, where I mean, it was primarily play tested by my mom and my dad. Frankly, that was sort of the moment I started believing in the game. Was like they were playing a game or two every single night for like years, for like literally a year. They were playing a game or two
Wow.
every single night. And at some point, I was like, that can't just be because their son made it. Like it's at some point they just like the game,
Right.
And so I mean, when I'm playing at home, we want to do a lap, right? Like we like winning is important, but we want to do a lap around the board. We want to get a score of at least 50.
Sure.
And so for us, the score chase is a motivating driver.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. It's like I said, this is a really solid game. It's one I go to a lot for deduction. It has the unique features I said are the fact that it's anyone's turn. It's hard to see in two player, honestly, because it's only two of us. But when you get like five people around the table, and people are talking collectively all the time, and it's really really engaging for sure.
Yeah, one thing I'm sure as a co-op channel, you have opinions about quarterbacking. I'm sure more well thought out opinions than I have. Um, one of my goals with this was to have it be relatively unquarterbackable.
Yeah.
And my theory on quarterbacking is that it comes from a place of competitiveness, not from a place of trying to be an asshole. Um, like I think you are kind of being a jerk when you're telling other players what to do, but for the most part, I think it comes from just wanting to win the game.
Sure.
And so my thinking was, one, the quarterback knows, right, that the sort of prototypical quarterback player, the quarterback knows that when it is their card, they cannot help,
Right.
right? And so the competitive thing to do is to educate, not to dictate.
Yes.
And so what the theory is that the thing that makes people quarterback for this game will have those exact same people try and help rather than try and dictate. That's the theory anyway.
Yep. And Raphael's correct. Kim does all the quarterbacking channels. She always does the most violent act. That's true.
Well, maybe she was our stand-in as the queen today then. She got
That's
us
right.
once.
That's right. When we play any games, she's always the one choosing damage and violence, and I'm normally always the support guy. So we have our roles. So
Yeah. I remember the first time I played Pandemic. By the end of it, I didn't even know how the game was played. There was just someone who was like, "Ben, do this," and at
oh
some point, I
geez,
just checked
yeah,
out. I was
yeah,
just like, "Okay, this person's gonna tell me what to do on my turn, and I'll do it."
yeah, yeah.
So
They can really suck the fun out of games for sure.
yeah,
So
so one of the goals with this was not only to make it that you now the caveat, it can be quarterbacked by a team. If you have two people with that
true,
tendency,
true.
then they can totally take over a table of five. At that point, I don't know. Not yeah. That's how it's gonna go. I can't solve for every
You
issue.
can't, in my opinion, you can't really design that out on a lot because you can put stuff in there to mitigate it, but you can't design it out because it's all going
Yeah,
to be based on the group, honestly.
yeah. It's mitigation, and sort of my perspective on, and I've had people reasonably disagree with me on this.
Uh-huh.
Um, is that I can't look at it that way as a game designer. Because when I'm
Uh-huh.
designing a game, I have no influence over who's playing the game.
Right.
I only have the influence over the system that they're interacting within. So
Right.
I need to operate as if it is the game's fault if there's quarterbacking. Even if that's not literally true, I need to try and design the system so that someone who is trying to optimize wants to work together
Uh-huh.
instead of wanting to just like take things over.
Sure.
If someone's being a jerk, I can't optimize. Like they're just going to be a jerk. I acknowledge fully I can't do anything about that. But but my theory on quarterbacking is that it is primarily people not realizing they're being a jerk, just trying to win the game.
Yeah, fair, yeah. I feel that shouldn't be a concern for game design. The players should fix that issue. I think that's a good one, Raphael, where I
I
feel like when I see that happening, or even if I feel like I want to do it myself, I will often ask, "Hey, would you like input?" Right?
right. And that's respectful and I totally agree, Raphael. It is sort of a something players should be keeping an eye out for.
Uh-huh.
My perspective is just that I can't control that.
Right. Right.
Um, so I agree totally, Raphael. The actual literal truth is that players should rein that in.
Uh-huh.
I just see it as in part my responsibility to create an environment that um, dissuades people from doing that or
Sure.
gives them a carrot to do something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think an adage that I live by is that players will optimize the fun out of a game if allowed. Um, this is so true, especially if you look at MMOs. MMOs are constantly having to patch out exploits that are boring and not fun, but are the easiest way to do things. They're the most
Uh-huh.
optimal way to complete things.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
and for board games, you just can't patch, which is I'm so jealous of video games. I wish I could push patches. Um, but
Yeah, min max
yeah,
for sure.
totally. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And basically what as a game designer, I'm saying, here's this system, here is your objective.
Yep.
And while the goal of playing games broadly is to have fun,
Uh-huh.
the goal within that game is to win that game.
Uh-huh.
And so when I design a system, I need to make sure that the way to win that game is the fun thing to do in that game, to the point where I have sometimes completely changed the win condition of a game because I want it to be the fun thing. And so I push the win condition towards the more fun thing that players want to do for fun rather than the thing that the min maxer is going to legitimately and reasonably do to
Yeah.
win the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? I'm saying win the game, and they're saying here's the easiest way to do it. This game sucked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, yeah. I mean,
Interesting. Okay.
you got me. Yeah, and just from a game design perspective, I'm always going to look at what can I control.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't control the player. I can try and influence the player, but that's it.
I feel like this would be a really good co-op chat topic if you're ever interested in coming on. We do
I would happily go on co-op chat and defend my hot takes that quarterbacking is a game problem, not a player problem.
let's make that happen. I think that a lot of people would appreciate that. So that's awesome. Yeah.
I'll just lock in. I'll be real antagonistic.
Perfect. Are you gonna quarterback the chat?
Absolutely. I'm gonna tell everyone what to say. I'll send you a script.
That's right. Awesome. Poor Barrett. Yeah, exactly. Oh boy, fun stuff. But yeah, I think we'll probably end it here.
Yeah.
So, but I want to thank you, Ben, for suggestion and coming on the channel. It's always a blast hearing behind the scenes and like getting down to the nuance of this game. And honestly, having other people who may not have seen it take a peek at it because it's a really
Yeah.
cool. Like I said, I really like this design a lot. And I'm always happy to play it, especially in this live environment because it's one of those rare games that the viewers can actually participate.
Yeah, totally. I was saying before the thing even started. Um, this game will get pulled out at family gatherings. Most of my family help playtest it, and so they know about it. And basically, there'll just be a paint the roses table going. And because of the way the game works, someone can just sit down and deal me in. Someone can stand up, and a
Yep.
new person can take their seat. Like you, because all of the information is just on the board state. You can just sort of have players swap in, swap out. Someone will walk by with like a plate of cheese and start telling people what
Yep.
what to guess. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, copy. I love the behind the scenes talk too for sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, it might be really good for co-op chat because I'm guessing a lot of people would like that as well, and pulling that out of here so people can focus on it would be really fun chat. So for sure.
I'm always happy to have strong opinions about game design.
Awesome. Cool. So Ben, where can people find you if they want to ask questions or stuff?
Yeah, people can. The best place to find me is on Blue Sky, where I am at Ben Goldman. Right now, what you'll see me talking about is mostly Moonshine, which is a tabletop RPG that I am kickstarting in August.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so I play a ton of tabletop RPGs.
Uh-huh.
I've always really, really liked that world.
Yep.
And I was like, what can I bring from board game design to the TTRPG space? Because the design sensibility is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And so it's like a 1920s mystery noir. So plenty of induction compy available for you there. Um, so yeah, plenty of links there on my Blue Sky if that sounds interesting to you.
Cool.
That'll be kickstarting in August.
Awesome. Sweet. Cool. Well, thanks everyone for joining. And like I said, yeah, if you guys any questions, drop them in the comments of the YouTube channel. We'll be best to answer them. But like I said, thanks again, Ben, for coming on. Always a blast. And we'll have you
Absolutely.
come on again for a chat for sure.
I
We'll
would
make
love
that
to.
happen.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.